live inside our Dutchman Gameday studio, inside of Annville, Cleona High School, home of your Annville, Cleona Dutchman, where tonight it's the homecoming edition of Dutchman Gameday, as the Braves from Pequea Valley roll into town and are looking to play spoil on this great homecoming night. Hello everyone, I'm your host, Jackson Haley. He's Gus Giarantano. Gus, we've made it to homecoming weekend, one of the best weekends of the year. It's also week 8 of the regular season, just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, this is my favorite week of the year. I'm so happy to be here with you, Jackson.
Yeah.
Homecoming weekend. Couldn't be more excited.
Yes, sir.
This week at AC, we had Spirit Week. Today we
yeah.
had what? Red Out.
Red Out,
yesterday,
Big Pep Rally,
little
yeah.
Hawaiian going on.
Yeah.
Camo the day before. We
do
we
homecoming
know
pretty
how to
big.
do it here at AC.
Yeah.
Dutchman coming to town with a 6-1 record, and we've got to talk about it. 4-0 in league play in Section 5, holding a primary playoff spot in the PIAA D3.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Looking forward. Very
yeah.
interesting, the Dutchman. Great season.
Currently second, holding the second seed. Top 6 get in. And, you look great.
So do you, man.
Thank you.
You look great.
You know, it's homecoming. We had to dress up.
Absolutely. As of now, AC holds a bye in the D3 playoffs. They have the 2 seed as of now. And I did a little previewing because I got bored the other day. If they host that home playoff game with the bye, that'll be November 7th. And the current temperature, the high for that day is around 40 degrees. That's football weather, folks.
You say that with some resentment.
Yeah.
Not me. I love it. That's true football weather, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more excited for that.
Yeah. Gus, homecoming tonight. You're an escort on the court for Annville. Who else is on our 2025 homecoming court?
Yeah, so it's John Moran, Hudson Sellers, 2 football players. We know them. We talk about them. My buddy Z.
Yeah.
That's the other escort, as well as Josiah Martin, a little soccer player. The girls going to find out who wins Queen tonight. We have Anna Lim, as you mentioned, Lily Gregory, Gigi Victa, Emma Copenhaver, and Mackenzie Stelmach.
Yeah, good luck to you guys. Hopefully one of you comes home with a dub. Well, actually, all of you.
Hopefully it's Anna Lim.
Yeah, hopefully it's Gus's escort, so certainly interesting there. Last week, Gus, AC went on the road to face a tough Lancaster Catholic team. Despite Catholic's 3-3 record, you know, they're still a good team. They got some guys, they got some ball players down there. They had Brandon Way, Villanova commit. He's a very good football player. He's a stud. They were also getting a lot of guys back off their injured list. You know, the quarterbacks, some receivers, some key factors on the defense. The Dutchman defense needed to be on their heads last week, and they certainly were. They forced a lot of 4-and-outs. They stopped the run. They did a great job holding down Lancaster Catholic last week.
Let's talk about the end of the game. I'm going to jump in here.
Yep.
21-20 final score. Lancaster Catholic driving down the field, looking to win the game. They score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Go for the 2 to take the win. Don't go for the tie with the extra point. And the Dutchman defense, John Moran, they go to a run to the outside, the right side on the outside. John Moran, big hit. Jordan Nickens comes in, wraps him up.
They shut it down.
Shut it down. AC gets the onside kick. They win the game.
Yeah, John Moran, Devin Englehart, and Yama Navario reached the end zone last week in the big 21-20 win. As you mentioned, John Moran, big stop, 30 seconds.
Devin Englehart, in only 7 games, he's gotten the ball 130 times on the ground. 130 carries. That's crazy.
It's a lot of carries. The Dutchmen, 6-1 coming into this game. They're rolling. This week they got Pequea Valley. The Braves rolling in town. Pequea Valley's 3-4. That's pretty good for Pequea Valley standards. You know, they struggled throughout the last couple years. Last year they actually made playoffs for the first time in program history. Congrats to them. But this year they're doing not too bad for Pequea Valley football standards. LeBran Woods, not LeBron, LeBran, he leads the team in rushing. He has 143 yards per game. He has 2 rushing touchdowns on the season as well. You know, one thing, looking at the film and scouting report, the Braves, their defense, they're giving up a lot of points. And this Dutchman offense, they're high-firing right now. They got a lot of talent on that offensive side of the ball.
One thing about the Pequea Valley Braves, only 1 game where they scored more than 15 points. That's pretty crazy. But what matters is your record, and they're 3-4. They're still in it. They're not out of it. So Dutchman going to have to stay on top of their heels tonight.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a very, very solid matchup tonight. This game is the homecoming game tonight. Solid crowd expected. A lot of alumni will be in attendance. Just overall expect a great crowd tonight, Gus.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. You might have seen across AC socials this week, as well as my socials, we have a very special guest interview.
This is a good one.
This week, Christian and I had the pleasure of sitting down with the 1999 AC State Championship winning basketball coach and the current general manager of Penn State basketball, Mr. Scott Pera. You're now going to see some of that right now.
All right, so Coach Pera, thank you for joining us here on Dutchman Game Day. Just a little backstory for some of our audience. Coach Pera used to coach basketball here at AC in the mid to late 90s. Obviously won our school's only state championship in basketball in 1999. So, Coach, we're going to start off, like, what besides winning that state championship in 1999, what was kind of your favorite memory of coaching at Annville Cleona?
Boy, that's a good one to start, because obviously that is the lead story with my career there. But mainly, I just think the great kids and families of the AC community that I got to coach and know, and also some of the great people that helped me. You know, the Dave Troxels, Paul Burks, Ben Donors, Ronnie Greers, Rusty Everleys, Jason Zitters, all those people that helped me at a time when I was a very young coach. You know, how they surrounded me and helped lift me and help me grow is probably what I remember most, besides winning the state title.
Yeah, and just speaking of like the town of Annville at the time, like you mentioned, the fans and the families that supported you, winning that state championship, what do you think that meant for the town of Annville and then the future of Annville Cleona athletics?
You know, what an amazing time, and it's a shame, you know, you guys are too young to have lived it, because it was just surreal in ways. And I was young. I was, 31-year-old, head coach when we were winning that state championship. And I've told people, I've lived all over the country, as you know, from my career. And I've told this story so many times, and they kind of look at me crazy when I say I lived Hoosiers. And if you've watched Hoosiers, you'll understand what I mean, because the similarities are insane. The small school, against all odds, having a six-man Mark Brand who didn't play much all year, kind of like Ollie, the guy making the free throws, and having Jimmy Chitwood, the star, awesome shooter, Mark Lineball doing that, hitting the game-winning shots. It was such an unbelievable, but more importantly, the town. Like we would come back from winning the Eastern Final in Reading, and the streets are lined with people. The bed sheets are on all the houses, go number 5, or, good luck AC. And even to the fact that the day before the state final, the Friday before the Saturday state championship, they gave me off school to teach. I didn't even teach that day. They let me just kind of go handle my whatever business, get my mind right for practice, handle the ticket requests. And then the whole school, elementary school, spent the day making signs, and they put them in every window of the entire school.
That's awesome. Yeah, so like that, I mean, my dad graduated in 2000, so he remembers these days of, Annville basketball, you coaching there. Mr. Clements, our advisor, he remembers those days where the town of Annville was just so into the athletics at the time.
I think Mr. Clements made the front page of the Patriot News.
Yeah, he did. We actually have that right up there. He keeps it in his room because his face is right there.
That's great.
But yeah, something that kind of the town of Annville unfortunately is like shied away from, of being super, super supportive for their sports teams. Obviously, we still have people that show up for the football games. But that's something that definitely I wish I was there to experience, because we see pictures of it and it's just so awesome to see.
Yeah, the old gym too. Like that's what you missed out on that. I mean, those nights in that place were just amazing. And there's some of the great memories of my 33 or 4 years of coaching were a Tuesday night in the old Annville gym where you couldn't, the fire marshal was upset because people were standing in the doors, and you couldn't fit another person in there. And we had a group of the students were called the Crazies, and they were on the baseline, dressed in all kinds of different costumes for every game. It's just it was such an unbelievably cool place to coach. I'm very fortunate to be able to do it.
Yeah, and then speaking of, the old AC gym, it was always packed full, right? Every game was pretty much sold out. Some had lines to get in, right? And you had a huge influence on that when you were here in the 90s. And then I kind of want to know, how did some of those Annville crowds compare to some of the crowds you've seen while coaching at the college ranks?
Look, it's interesting because the Annville gym was so small that when you packed it, it was so hot and so loud that it's hard to compare it, because the college gyms, and look, I've been in some great gyms, some great environments, but they're just such larger buildings that it's hard to recreate, kind of that environment in that big of a building, even though you hear large crowds on TV. The Annville gym was special. We lost very few games there. And we had long winning streaks. And if those of you that are watching this that are old enough to know the gym, it was 2x4s on end. It was almost, it was just so unique, and the floor was so hard. It was one of the hardest floors also, but nobody came in there and beat us. Nobody wanted to play us in there. It was a classic gym.
And then, so I kind of want to know, like, how did coaching at a small high school, being Annville, and if I'm not mistaken, you coached at Palmyra as well?
JV coach at Palmyra for 3 years, yes.
Yep. So how did coaching at those small high schools kind of help you when you joined the college ranks?
Well, let's talk about Artesia first in LA. I mean, because without Annville and the success we had, I don't know there's any way I get that job at Artesia. I mean, so the Annville piece of it, of my career, without it, it's completely changed. I truly believe that. I give those kids and that team and that staff, and I have in many of these interviews I've done over the years, all credit for the path of my career. Without Annville, I don't know where Scott Pera is. I don't. And it's probably not sitting here. And so that shaped my career, that time there. And it's so special to me. And so that helped me get Artesia. So then now I coach at a bigger high school in LA. College then, is next. And, I'd now been 11 years as a head coach at high school. I'd had a lot of success at both places. So I knew I was ready for the challenge to get to college, and then just to learn about the Division I high major, lifestyle and coaching, the way it worked, and all the things that went into it at Arizona State was just, also a great time, but not without Annville. Doesn't happen.
And speaking, because it's been about 25 years since you left Annville. Obviously, a lot has changed. We got the new building, we got the new gym. Last year, we had 2 1,000-point scores in the same season, which was pretty big for our community. But what advice would you kind of give the current players and the up-and-coming players to continue the legacy of competitive basketball that you instilled at Annville?
Well, look, I think people in Annville, now there's a whole other cycle of kids coming through and generations of change. To do what we did, is very, very difficult, because even what we did had, some luck and good fortune involved, kind of a fairy tale story. But I have great pride, and I want the kids on the team and in the programs to have pride in Annville. I was happy to see, I do follow them. I was happy to see that they had the 2 kids last year that they did score the 1,000 points. But at the end of the day, you got to have a group of kids just totally committed to winning. And totally committed to working together. And that started back when I was there in those youth programs, in the biddy programs, and the time and the effort that the volunteers and the guys that put into to help those kids come up through the system to continue a great tradition that had been established with Coach Kreider before me, and then Coach Eshelman before me as well. So, look, I always wish them success. I hope they understand in order to achieve goals and to be good, you have to start at an age and stick together and be totally committed to it. And then, hopefully, there are future championships in the works for Annville. I'm always pulling for them.
Yeah. And then, kind of wrapping up us talking about you at Annville and your legacy here. You left after your 5 seasons, 1995 to 2000, with a record of 105, and 32. That's good for second most wins in program history, and just by far the best winning percentage, right? You brought AC basketball their only state championship, like we've mentioned previously, and then 4 section championships along with that. So I kind of want to know, how does it feel to be known as, one of the greatest head coaches in Annville athletics history? And I'm not just talking about AC basketball, but I'm talking about in the realm of just Annville Cleona athletics. Like, your name is still spoken about in our school, and it's been 25 years since you coached here. So, like, what does that mean to you?
You're more than kind. It means a lot. I don't take any of that stuff for granted. I've been very fortunate. And like I said earlier in the interview, my time there was so special. It meant so much to me. I just absolutely loved it. And in the early days, it wasn't easy. I mean, I struggled. And the people that know the whole story know the first 3 years I was the coach there, we lost in the first round of districts. And there was some people pretty angry with Coach Pera at that time. But nobody put more pressure on it than me, on myself than I did. And then, that all kind of came together that summer before that 98, 99 season. And so I'm just very appreciative. I don't look at it in that way of how, I rank or how I should be looked at. I'm just glad I was a part of it. I'm glad that team is still remembered. That means a lot to me, that team is still remembered in that community, in that town, because look, there's no disrespect to anybody, but I don't know the next time it'll ever be done. I mean, not Annville, not Lebanon County either. Sometimes I got to pinch myself that I was a part of it. So I'm just grateful.
Yeah, and Coach, we were so grateful that you were here as well. I mean, Annville really uses this as kind of like a motivational booster for our teams. And then again, like not just basketball, like your state championship team is talked about in all sports and all pep talks. But like then transition.
Thank you, Coach Pera, for doing that first part of our interview. We're going to hear from him in a little bit. Gus, our Dutchman tailgate, I heard there's a good crowd out there so far. We don't have the live feed, unfortunately, some technical difficulties, but Christian is still out there emceeing that. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I hear there's a lot of people out there. Hopefully we get some B-roll footage for you guys, not this show, but maybe later down the road.
Yeah. Our first try at this, maybe we'll do this for that playoff game. We'll see how it goes.
A lot of games out there. Some
Yeah.
people brought food.
Yeah. Gus, AC sports-related news time. Start us off with that soccer doubleheader
Boys
that happened Wednesday.
soccer doubleheader. First off, the guys team. Not a great year for them.
Yeah.
Last game of the season, stadium game, 4 p.m. Was that Wednesday, Thursday?
Wednesday. Yeah.
Wednesday, yeah. So double overtime. Lucas, senior in our grade, he got fouled in double overtime.
He put his body on the line. He went down in that game. He broke or he dislocated his shoulder in that game.
Dislocated his collarbone.
So he took one for the team there.
But it set up a game-winning PK opportunity kick for Travis Hostetter, another senior, who on their final game of the year, he delivered.
Yes, he
ended
did.
that game with the penalty kick to finish off their year.
Senior night penalty kick goal, or your last game, you get a goal.
I mean, and talk about a way
to
for
win
the
the
younger guys
Yeah.
to bring momentum going into next season.
Yeah.
I know this was a rebuilding year. I'm sure they're absolutely electric for next year already. And the season's only not even a week old.
Girls soccer also had that doubleheader, but they lost 3-0 to North Lebanon that night. They also had LA League playoffs yesterday, but they unfortunately lost to Calico. 7-0.
Not great for them, but I believe we might see them in
We
districts
might see them in
this coming week.
depending.
So
yeah, I'll
that'll
have
be
to look at the
interesting.
power rankings. But congrats on a successful LA League season. Gus, I'll go to girls tennis now. Nia Hafey, WGAL 8 Athlete of the Week. Congrats to Nia. Pretty good stuff there. She over 60 wins this year.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to her.
I'm going to take us next into field hockey. We have homecoming, but we might stop by. That's how good this game is. Field hockey will face Warwick tomorrow in the LL League playoffs. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah, that game is at Warwick, 10 a.m. sharp. If you've got nothing going on tomorrow morning, maybe take the drive down to Warwick. It's only about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
We're now going to head to the second part of our Scott Pera interview. Roll it.
Deacon?
Transitioning, you left AC, went to Artesia in Los Angeles, then Arizona State, UPenn, and then you got your start at Rice under head coach at Penn State, Coach Rhodes, right? So how does it feel to kind of reconnect with Coach Rhodes at Penn State after working with him at Rice?
It's been awesome. And I've told many people this in the interviews I've done since I've been hired here. I had no intentions of being a GM kind of anywhere until Mike brought it on my radar. And I told him, and I've told people, I would only do it with him and I would only do it here because of our relationship and because of my familiarity with this place, even though it's been 25 years. So working with a close friend is great. We're able to communicate differently. We're able to argue, yell, disagree, yet still have tremendous respect for each other and still laugh and go have dinner like we actually did last evening, as a matter of fact, because we never take it personal. Our friendship is 30 years and there's nothing that can break that bond. And so hopefully I can just help him. I'm here to help. I'm here to contribute in any way that he and the staff and the program needs me to do. That's wearing a lot of different hats, but that's okay. I try and use my experience to do the best I can wearing those hats, but it's been a lot of fun already.
Yeah, and then you took over as a head coach at Rice before the 27-18 season, if I'm not mistaken. During your time there, you led the Owls to 2 CBI invitations, narrowly losing in both of your eliminations during those.
Tough losses. They were brutal.
And they were very close because a lot of the the studying I'm doing, these losses are really close. But what I want to know is kind of like from those losses and from those invitations, period, what lessons are you bringing to Penn State?
Experience of look, we have a tremendous staff here at Penn State. Jamal Brunt, Brent Scott, Taylor Battle, Joe Crispin, Clay Connor, they're just terrific. And the only difference I bring to them in my experience is I actually sat in the head coach seat for 7 years and as a high school coach for 11, so 18 years. So I can kind of add that perspective a little bit when, we're meeting or we're discussing things or to help advise them if they have on some things on why things are looked at certain ways. So I try and bring that angle the best I can to help them and the staff there using that experience.
In this new age of college athletics, you oversaw Rice's move from Conference USA to the American Conference. And I want to know, because this is starting to become so common in college sports, how did that impact you as a coach and your team on the court?
Well, I guess ultimately it probably cost me my job, but there's also a lot of factors that went into that. The athletic director that hired me and gave me my first extension, he decided to retire. New athletic director combined with a new league, and Rice is a challenging place. But I've thoroughly enjoyed my time at Rice. I loved coaching at Rice. I love the kids that I coached. I have unbelievable relationships with them. But it was a circumstance that when we moved up leagues, Rice wasn't prepared to meet what it took to be competitive. And people can look at that as an excuse because we didn't have a great year, but yet we won at Memphis. We won at UAB. We beat East Carolina on national television. So we had our share of big wins. But to be successful, as you move up conferences, you have to resource the program equal to at least the middle of the pack of the schools that you're doing it. And they weren't ready to do that at that time. And we struggled and suffered because of it. And ultimately, that's the business I'm in. And it cost me a job.
And after you were let go from Rice, you were named the general manager at Penn State men's basketball, for Penn State men's basketball team. And we kind of talked about this earlier, but I want to kind of know, how does it feel to come back to Pennsylvania, where you've coached for so many years?
It has been wonderful. People have been incredible. I couldn't be more appreciative and grateful for how kind everybody's been, how welcoming. I'm also a little surprised at how many people actually remember me from so long ago. And I just have enjoyed it. It's been great to reconnect with so many folks. It's also been great to connect with people that I have stayed in touch with as well. And, tell a funny story. We're at the second football game, and we have our basketball tailgate, and I'm walking from the tailgate to the stadium to take the recruits onto the field. And a guy from the side is yelling at us, go basketball, blah, blah, blah. And I hear this, Coach Pera. And here it was a kid I had coached, not a kid now, he's in his mid-40s, that I had coached at Annville back in 97, 96, and Sam Scheffler. So he and his family were there. I got to meet his kids, and I hadn't seen him in almost 30 years. And so just things like that have been so overwhelming, so awesome. And I look forward to, as the year goes on, to see many more, hopefully coming up to the games.
Yeah, and speaking of this general manager, your new job title, this is kind of a new idea in college athletics of a general manager. Can you tell myself and the listeners kind of what a normal workday looks for you?
It's interesting, and that's a great question because it changed. My work days are different almost every day, and I kind of like that. Having my hand in a lot of different things, but trying to figure out ways to help in all of them. But NIL and is a big one. It's a big part of it. Not just the NIL of managing it on our team, but also helping Coach Rhodes, fundraise to help get money to help us get better players, out of the high school class in this spring. So there's just a lot of components to that. We have big recruiting weekends where, I meet with families and talk about, maybe what we're offering or their worth and what it looks like in the jigsaw puzzle of the whole roster. Dealing with, I hope coach with scheduling, because I have a lot of experience in doing that. Then, by the way, we are playing in Hershey this year, December 21st. That'll be a lot of fun to come home for me in that game, because I haven't been in ours was in the arena, the old barn, but this one will be in the Giant Center, and it'll still be awesome. And so my days are different, and there's a lot of different things that happen, and sometimes I got to go on the road and meet with donors and discuss the program or set meetings up for Coach Rhodes, and the two of us go and he talks to him and sells what his vision is, which is great because he's such a great speaker and so engaging with the fans. And so it's been fun, it's been challenging, and I look forward to what each day brings.
Yeah, and the last thing I have for you, funny enough, you just mentioned it, is you're bringing the Nittany Lions back to your hometown, Hershey, where they'll play Pitt, big rivalry game at the Giant Center. I kind of want to know, between yourself, between Coach Rhodes, and between Athletic Director Dr. Kraft, what was the thought process behind scheduling this game?
Well, to continue to grow our brand throughout the state. Because they played in the Palester, right? Such a huge PSU hub of Philly, of all the alums. Well, the same with Central PA. Hershey, Harrisburg, Annville, Palmyra, all the PSU alums that are in Central PA, plus that beautiful Giant Center. And Pitt being the state rival, it just all made perfect sense to everybody and came together, and I couldn't be more happy.
Well, I actually just bought my tickets for that game, so I'll be seeing you there. I'm really excited for it. We actually have a few of our game day guys going, so
hopefully I get a chance to meet you guys.
Hopefully, we're super psyched for that. But Coach Pera, that's all I have for you today. Is there anything else you kind of want to touch base on that you want to maybe promote for the Nittany Lions, or anything along those lines?
No, look, we're just trying to continue to grow our program, and we got a good group of young players. Like I said, we're going to play in the Palester, we're going to play in Hershey, we're going to play up here at the BJC. We want as many people from Central PA to come see us up here. Come to the game at Hershey, come to the game at the Palester, come to all of them, and believe me, anybody that's listening to this that knows me or is from Annville and wants to catch up, I'm happy to do the best I can to meet up and reconnect with many of them, because like I told you, special time, special place for me.
Yeah, well, that's all I have for you again. Coach Pera, thank you so much for joining us. This has seriously been a huge honor, not only because you did win that state championship here, but man, you're working for everybody's favorite university. But again, thank you so much for being on here, and we hope to see you sometime.
Love what you guys are doing. Have fun with it, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pera. Wow. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. That was just pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a great interview right there.
Gus, key players and keys to victory time. Gus, start us off with
Hopping
your
right
key
into
players.
it, Jackson.
Yes,
Number
sir.
one, underrated sleeper pick right here. The strong safety on this Dutchman football team, Jalen Moyer.
Oh, I like that pick.
He's
Yeah.
tied for the lead in interceptions on this team. He has
Nice.
2 interceptions on the year,
Yeah.
along with Danny Shea. Danny Shea, questionable on the injury report, probably inactive tonight. So Jalen Moyer, he's going to have to step it up and shut down this Pequea team.
Yep.
Second key player, second and last for me. I'm going to keep it short. I picked him last week. I'm picking him again. He had a great game. Devin Engelhart. I mentioned he has over 130 carries on the year. He's clearly the alpha in this backfield. He's not very tall, but boy, is he fast.
Yeah. So
he's going to have a great game.
All right, I got 3 key players. Number 1, Hudson Sellers. Second in the state in sacks at around 9.5. So he's doing really well. Maybe he'll get some offers for colleges. Hopefully for Hudson, we love the kid. He's a great athlete, puts in a lot of work. He's been having some knee problems this week, but he told me he's good to go.
Second in the state in sacks?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Deacon, we fact check that?
Deacon gives us a thumbs up.
Wow,
Yeah.
okay, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome, I didn't know that. That's great for him.
Yeah. So hopefully, about his knee, as I just mentioned. I asked him, I talked to him, he's healthy, he says he's going to give it
Love
all
that
his
guy.
best tonight.
Also on the homecoming court tonight.
Yes,
so
good
big
luck
night
to
for him.
Luke Wentling, he's the Dutchman defensive captain. He's the linebacker. A lot of tackles, a lot of needy and greedy tackles. He's a key piece for the Dutchman defense. And finally, I got Jackson Spees on the line on both sides of the ball.
Big boy, big boy.
Big offensive lineman, big defensive lineman. He can push those guys out of the way or make those big tackles for losses. I'll give our first key to victory tonight as well. Number one, the Dutchmen have to slow down Pequea Valley. PV is surprisingly a little hot. They have a good offense, but their defense is what AC is going to have to do to win this ball game. Gus, number two.
Second key to victory right here, discipline. Big night, big dance tomorrow. The players have got to stay locked in, keep their focus on this game.
Yeah.
Pequea Valley coming in hot, and the away team always plays hard on homecoming night. It's something about it. They want to be the evil people to upset.
Yeah. AC also had some penalty troubles last week. They're going to have to look and clean that up this week if they want to come out with the big
We've
win.
seen that multiple times this season.
Yeah.
They get out early, and then the penalties set them back, and the teams almost come back. But
Yeah.
they've done pretty well so far, 6-1 record.
I think they'll clean that up this week. We're in for a good showdown.
Yeah.
It's time to make some picks for some games across the LL League, Section 5 in Lebanon County. It's just us tonight. We look great. We figured, why not just keep it us two?
Let's do it.
Gus, we're going to start off with the homecoming queen prediction. You
Oh,
go
I
first.
like this one. I want the crown. I want the crown. I'm picking Anna Lim to win tonight.
I'm picking Mackenzie Stelmach.
I don't hate that.
Kind of a sleeper pick, you know.
I would say those are the top two.
Top two, Z Moyer, one of our
love
good
that guy.
buddy.
Love that guy,
Hopefully
Z.
he brings home a W, homecoming king. All right. Section 1, McCaskey Red Tornadoes, Cedar Crest Falcons. Lebanon County pick time. This is Cedar Crest's homecoming. They do homecoming very good. I think we do it better here, but they do a great job of homecoming up there in North Cornwall. McCaskey, they're struggling. Cedar Crest, they're kind of winning some games, losing some games. They're like have a little streak of win, loss, win, loss. But I think the Falcons will be too much tonight. Give me Cedar Crest.
Yeah. McCaskey 0-7. They've only had one game where they scored more than 6 points. But hold on now. Cedar Crest 3-4, and they had a brutal schedule this year. They did very well last year, declined this year. They cannot catch a break.
Yeah,
they lost the last couple games to Wilson, Warwick, and Manheim Township. They get a break tonight. 0-7 McCaskey coming to town. I like Cedar Crest.
All right, next up, Lebanon Cedars at Governor Mifflin Mustangs. Lebanon 0-7. Their losing streak is at 49 games. One game, if they lose tonight, their losing streak is up to 50. The LL record for losing games in a row is 53. So hopefully Lebanon can clean that up before, hopefully.
It's going to be tough. I don't know,
Yeah,
Jackson. I don't like it. I like Governor Mifflin
Yeah,
to
we're
take
both
it. I
rolling
want to
with the
pick
Mustangs.
Lebanon.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen to any team, but I'm going Governor Mifflin.
Yeah, me too. Gus, what's next?
Gettysburg Indians going to Palmyra. Palmyra local. Palmyra 2-5. They
Yes.
normally only get one win
Yeah.
against Lebanon.
Yeah.
So picked up another one this year. Not bad, but they're just not a great team.
Yeah.
Easy schedule to end the year. They got Gettysburg and Northern York. Not great teams. But Gettysburg, their sophomore QB has thrown for 1,400 yards. If he's going to be at the helm, he's only going to improve. I like Gettysburg to get another win tonight.
Yeah, I agree. This game is tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 kick at NL. Gettysburg, they're just too good for this Palmyra team. Give me the Indians.
Yeah, they're not there. Next up, Octorara traveling to NL, as you mentioned.
Yep.
And that game's going to be played tonight. NL started 1-0, looked pretty good,
Yep.
lost 6 straight.
Dang.
Not great there.
Yeah.
Octorara 3-4. They started 3-1. They've also lost 3
Yeah.
straight. So we got 2 teams coming in ice cold right here. I like Octorara.
Yeah, the team up north has hit the tough stretch of their schedule. They played some rough teams the last couple of weeks. Octorara, they're still not bad, but they have been struggling as of late, as you said. But I don't think the team up north hangs in this one. I'll take Octorara.
Great pick there.
Elko Raiders, Lane Peter Strasburg Pioneers, 2 pretty good teams in Section 4. Elko, Lebanon County team, they're playing pretty solid. Some wins, some losses, win-win, loss-loss, kind of that pattern, similar to Cedar Crest. Lane Peter Strasburg, they're usually pretty good every year. I believe they're, 6-1 this year? They got a lot of good guys, good quarterback. I think the Pioneers just too much. Give me Lane Peter Strasburg.
I'm going Pioneers as well, but hold on now. Pioneers 6-1. They have over 1,100 yards on the ground. Excuse me, right there.
Yeah, you're good.
Elko 3-4, but they've won their last 2. So they're hot tonight, but I'm going LS.
Gus, next up, Section 5.
Hamburg traveling to Schuylkill Valley. Schuylkill Valley 4-3, coming off a 17-14 win versus Columbia. Columbia's improved a lot this year, so it's good that Schuylkill Valley was able to beat them and maintain that win.
Yeah.
Hamburg lost to Annville, Cleona, our very own.
Yes.
0-42. Devin
Yikes.
Engelhart had a great
Big
game.
big win.
Yeah, they're 2-5 on the year, so I like Schuylkill Valley.
Gonna have to agree with you there. This Schuylkill Valley will be in town next weekend for senior night. Big game next weekend. AC looking to keep their Section 5 title hopes alive. They'll have a tough test next week. This game, though, Schuylkill Valley cannot look ahead, so they got to be careful. This might be a trap game, but give me the Panthers of Schuylkill Valley tonight.
Like it.
Gus?
Next up, Kutztown going to Lancaster Catholic. Kutztown commanded their starting running back, Mason Sherry. He's a senior. He's the helm of that offense.
Yes.
They run a lot, but
Power
they're
team.
1-6.
They
They've
run
lost.
the power T, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They've lost 5 straight. Lancaster Catholic 3-4, coming off a 21-20 loss to AC. John Moran made the game-winning tackle on the 2-point conversion when they went for the lead. Great play there. I like Catholic to bounce back tonight and go to improve to 4-4.
Yeah, this game interesting to me. Lancaster Catholic, their defense struggles to stop the run. As we know, Kutztown, all they do is run the ball. So I'm curious to see how Lancaster's Catholic's defense can hold up against Kutztown.
Are you picking Kutztown?
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna
Can't
pick,
do it, can't do it?
I'm gonna pick Lancaster Catholic.
Talk them up, but you're not even picking them.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
All right. You know what time it is. Homecoming
The
night.
big one here.
Yep.
Do you want to take it?
You want to take it?
I'll take it.
Okay. Go
Pequea
ahead.
Valley, 3-4, awful offense, as I mentioned. Only one game with more than 15 points.
Yeah.
But they are 3-4.
Yeah.
And that's what matters at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They win tonight, they get back to 500. Annville, Cleona, possibly the best Dutchman team we've seen since in our high school careers. Maybe freshman year when they lost to Trinity in the playoffs.
That was a good freshman year team.
I think this team's better. 6-1, 1,800 yards on the ground this year. They've given Devin Engelhart the rock over 130 times. That's crazy. Danny Shea, Jalen Moyer, great defense. 2 picks each on the year. John Moran, over 500 yards rushing. He's having a great year. Annville Cleona just looks unstoppable right now. Give me AC.
Pequea Valley, 3-4. They're good-ish. They have had some good wins against some lower-level teams, but those teams, still good competition for Pequea Valley. They're coming in this game kind of hot. They're scoring points against tougher teams in Section 5. But Gus, as you mentioned, Annville Cleona, they're red hot. They're rolling. Big wins. They've won, 5 in a row?
Yeah, only one loss to Littlestown.
5 wins in a row. Maybe they almost went 3-0 to start the year. That would have been the first time since 2015 they did that. Littlestown is the only team that's beat this Dutchman team. Since then, the offense has been rolling. John Moran, Devin Engler, all those guys have been great. The dual threat quarterback option, Lane Peters, and John Ditzler. I just think this Dutchman offense is just too much for Pequea Valley. This will be a great game, big crowd, loud environment.
Homecoming night.
Sold out Dutchman Stadium. This is going to be a great game tonight.
Absolutely.
I'm taking Annville Cleona all the way. Final score prediction, go.
Final score prediction, I like Annville 42-24 tonight.
I'm taking AC 45-17. They'll score.
I don't hate it. Don't hate it.
They're just going to score
Can't
early.
go wrong with that, yeah.
They cannot let up, though. We've seen that. the last
Mental
couple
game
weeks.
is huge tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. All righty, that'll do it for our homecoming show. We'd like to thank our student advisor producer, Mr. Clemens, right over here, giving us another big smile. He did a great job with us this week. Our field reporter, kind of this week, he's emceeing the tailgate that's happening outside. I heard there's a good crowd there. So when we're done here, I'm going to head out there, say hello to the people that are here early to support our Dutchman. Mr. Long, the athletic director here at AC, thank you for all your support of the show. Without you, this would not be possible.
Kyle Hinton as well, always a pleasure.
Yeah, it was his birthday today.
Really?
Or yesterday. Yesterday was Kyle's birthday.
Kyle.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kyle, if you're watching. I don't know. The principal here at AC, Mr. Brindle, huge support of the show, guest picker last year. He loves us. He high praise of us.
Also, thank you to Deacon Maury, our guy in the chair.
Yes, sir. Deacon Maury, our main producer. Kind of step into that big role. Curious to see how he does.
He's done great. He does a lot.
Just a great kid.
Yeah,
just a great kid.
Love him.
Dr. Antonis, the superintendent here at AC, big support of our show, guest picker a couple weeks ago. Gus, that'll officially do it for tonight's broadcast. October 17th, we'll be live next Friday. Schuylkill Valley. Senior night. Schuylkill Valley will roll into town. Get here early. Support the Dutchman seniors. We'll have a full list of all those guys next week. If you can't make it to the stadium night, check out the AC Athletics Huddle page. We hope you all have a great homecoming weekend, dancing the night away.
Be
Party
safe,
hard.
make good
Yes,
choices.
Be safe, make good choices. Are you excited for homecoming?
I couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Excited for that. Excited to see how girls field hockey does in their playoff match tomorrow.
Good point. We hope to see everyone out there supporting the football team tonight. And with all that being said, that'll officially do it. And as always, let's go Dutchman.